Hello everyone, Grandpa Hickory. Welcome to my video. I got my Yorkshire Gold tea. I hope you got your coffee or your tea. I hope all is well with you and your family. I just enjoying the weather. It's cooled down. It's been in the hundreds here in Texas. And we had a storm come through in the night and early in the morning, and it's kind of cooled things down. But the heat's going to come back because we got to go through summertime. You all know how that is. Hey, cheers to each and every one of you. Shouts out to all of my subscribers. I salute you all. And I want to thank you for coming by to see my video, for stopping in to see it. I want to talk to you. We know I've heard about that James Comey and the shells that he arranged on the beach and then took the picture and then tried to say that he just walked up on it and there it was and he didn't know what it meant. And we all know it's not true. But, I wanted to point out that I worked for a company for 35 years that was full of clowns just like him. And so many of them were spitting images of James Comey. And they were just like him. I was listening to some of the FBI agents that were talking, and they were talking and discussing how disgusting that man was, and how that he always would have meetings on intent. And see, he wanted laws passed in America to where that law enforcement could assume that you were a danger to society. Just anytime they want to assume that you or someone a loved one or relative or whatever, they want to be able to assume that they're bad people and put them in jail and incarcerate them and send them to prison. This was this man's arrogant, and his arrogance, the man was, I'll tell you what, just like the people that I worked for 35 years. These people made my life miserable, and they were just like him. They were full of arrogance. They were filled with self-love. They did not believe in God. They were very evil people that I worked for. And you can tell that this man here, James Comey, you can tell that he is evil, that he is a very evil person. And what's scary is that he was actually head of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This man was in charge at the top. See, this is what causes serious damages to law enforcement. Everybody looks at that and they don't trust him anymore. Donald Trump is trying his best to change all these things. And he can't just flip a switch and it be done instantly. He can't snap his fingers either and it be done instantly. These are things that it's going to take a long time to undo the damage that people like James Comey and the people that I work for have done. I tell everybody not to go to work at that company that I worked at. I tell people that don't go there. Whatever you do, don't go there. It's absolute misery. Those people, I tell you, that it really is sad that so many of us, we have to work for a living and we have to put up with ungodly people like that. I had to. My wife had cancer, and we had to have the insurance. And if I had quit and went to another job back then, you couldn't get reinsured because of pre-existing conditions. So I knew, and they knew, that if I left the company, my wife would not have insurance anymore. And see, then they get you because you got a job and they say, well, you're not a minority, so therefore you're not going to get free medical, free help. Now, minorities can get it, but you can't get it. I was told this. And I stayed at that job, and I was literally verbally harassed, verbally battered by these people. They caused me misery for years. They wouldn't leave me alone. They used to come down there and stand there with their coffee cups with me sitting right here, taking my break at break time, and they'd stand right there and they'd be looking at their watch. My head would be right here in the chair. They'd stand there and hold their watch up so I could see the watch. so that I could see the time. That's the kind of people I work for. Then when I'd take my lunch, they'd come down there and they'd stand there the whole time I was eating. They wanted to hear what I was saying, what I was talking about, and they wanted to intimidate me. This is what went on my job for 35 years. This is the kind of misery that I had to put up with. You know, it's really sad that there are people like James Comey. And let's pray for President Trump, because there's a lot of people that they hate good people and they want them killed. They want them dead. Satan is that way. These are the workers of Satan. And they hate good, they despise good, and they love evil. So let's keep President Trump in our prayers. But listen, you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you later. Have a good day.